much better intro, but I didn't quite get the button, so it sort of went, oh, no. It vanished instantaneously. But hello, we are doing the Strem thing. Are you going to work? Yes, you are. Well done. That is what we want to see, want to see. That is what we want to see. It working immediately. I don't know who Lee is and why he has to work immediate, but, you know, there's a joke in there somewhere. While it's loading, I'm just looking at my desk again, as usual. Forever getting distracted by the bits and the pieces and the bits and the bobs and the odds and the sods and the mods. I don't know. There's no mods here. I haven't got anybody on a scooter. On a little scooter. Are you on my scooter? I think you're on my scooter. I'm just fucking about now. Continue, yes please. To Malhalla and beyond. It is that time again. The time where we go through the snappity shots. Are we going to find anything majestic? Probably not. Although, having said that, we're usually surprised there's a row of dogs and a big thing, and a heart thing, and a slide of rainbows.
Hello there.
General Blue Boosh. Roof Builders number 2. Hello, Master Roof Builder. I am not he. I will not build full roofs. Certainly you won't see anything like that shit. Look at that. Look at that horrendous nonsense over there. Entirely unnecessary. Now, you never know. Maybe I will. But then again, I think we're verging on the end of the storyline. And to a certain extent... Hello, them there, builder. Hello, them there, builder. What's slightly odd is you lost all your icons on that third message, which is unusual. But never mind. I'm sure that's not hugely important. A little garden, he's having a swing. But yeah, I suspect we might get to the end of the story and then I'll probably not do a huge amount more. There you go, your icons are back. And so is a strange thing that I don't recognise. Oh, I do recognise it actually, it's Ash. Ash of the hand trap and nonsense. Garbage. I mean, it's one of those ones where it's not necessarily nonsense garbage, but the fact that it's a necessity for most decks to hold in their deck, that's why I think it's a bit garbage. Because it's like, nah, come on. Come on. Like, the actual sort of ghost girl thing, you know, the little ghost girl's archetype, seems like it might be quite entertaining. But the fact that then she's sort of transcended and become a necessity just irritates me. But I suppose everything about Yu-Gi-Oh irritates me as well. Again, I almost sort of double clicked the icon and went, yeah, all right, but then I went, no, because I don't have the patience for it anymore. I can't find a deck I like, and I can't use any of the decks I have because they're all too shit. So I'm just kind of stuck. We've seen Zelda. So I'm doing the sort of 5 count. That's nice. It's just like nice, simple. I like that. I like the combination of the straw floor and what I think is maybe some kind of bark. And in fairness, they've called it Quiet Simple. And it really is. It's a couple of shelves, a few swords, a little cat. But it really is like, very serene. That one, Mountain Town. I mean, it is a sexy little square. It's a sexy little town square. I really quite like the idea. You're going to do a birthday cake every time. Which I suppose is fair. It's fine if you want to do a birthday cake every time, but I'm sure there's better ones. Always happy to help deck build, or you can check Master Duel Meta for user-submitted decks that hit Plat 1. Yeah, I see. This is the other problem, I suppose, is I don't really want help building a deck. I just want to be able to build a deck and go, okay, this is working for me, this is not working for me. This is okay, this is not okay. And I'd prefer to sort of be figuring it out and working through these things myself. But the problem is, there's always those cards that go, nope, I have to be in the deck. And I don't know those cards. And it annoys me that they exist and they have to be in the deck and they'll work in all decks and all that stuff. Because I'd prefer to just be able to go, yes, I like the look of these ones. I'm going to use these cards. This is fun. But the problem, again, with that method is, of course, they're probably old cards, which therefore don't actually play properly anymore. It doesn't work. So that's the other thing that sort of slightly irks me. Anyway, I can't remember who you are. I think it was a woman. It was a pun sort of name, I believe. Might have been like Helga or something. Who dares disturb my prayer? Know you not the name of Helen? Told you. I remembered the hell part. Helen the Horrible. This is a weird question. Know you not the name of Helen the Horrible? True, I suppose. But I'm assuming you possibly support him with cards that are modern. I don't know. But, you know, it's still sort of... Yeah, it's still like... I like to sort of gravitate towards some cards. And the problem is, I suppose if I'd gravitated towards Grenmaju, then maybe I might have, you know, stumbled into something that worked. But a lot of the time I gravitate towards something that then I find out is nowhere near a functional deck in the current sort of systems. If you're not, I found if you're not summoning 6 monsters a turn plus several more on top of that, it's like no, okay, no. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't have the motivation for that one at the moment. Who dares disturb my prayer? No, you're not. The name of Helen the Horrible. No, you not. The name of Helen the... Yes. I'm just going to say yes. Just a random yes. I don't really understand the question. Yes. Really? I mean, of course you do. That is testament to my great power and wisdom. I am she, Helen, one of the 3 cardinals of the children of Hargon. Is there something you require of me? Speak up. Oh, great, glorious Helen, please save us. Everything is being squished and squashed and we don't have anywhere else to go. Save you, but my child, why ever would I need to do that? This destruction will be your salvation. Rejoice, my children, for doomsday is here at last. Helen, like Helen, get it? It's a pun. I'm playing Dragon Quest. Yes, I am playing Dragon Quest. And yes, puns are par for the course. Welcome. Welcome, Mr. Butternut. Welcome, Mr. Blue Bush. And welcome, Onibushu. I never actually officially welcomed you all properly. But nonetheless, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? Are you up to anything interesting at the moment? I'm obviously playing Dragon Quest. And we've met Helen. And Helen talks like this for some reason. I don't know why. The end of all things will soon be upon us. The world will be destroyed. The children of Hargon with it, all at the unholy hand of the Lord and Master of Destruction. No, no, that's not right. It's not everything that gets globliterated, is it? I mean, I knew the Master of Destruction was going to reawaken, but he's only supposed to wipe out the old world, isn't he? Not everything. The Master shall leave no stone unturned in his quest for destruction, and then all of those stones shall be destroyed. There is no escape. Oh, is it? I think it's probably a little bit of both, isn't it, really? It's Skyrish. It's Skyrish. Hello, I'm Skyrish. I think it flits between the two. It floats in the middle. I mean, at some point I could possibly, but again, I can't. As I say, I can't even get into the idea of opening the program at the moment. I'm that far away from Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. Every time I get any time, it's pretty much now Porsche, because that's still got a sort of compellingness towards it, because it's going somewhere. We can struggle all we like, but it won't make a difference. Maybe it'll be easier if we just gave up the ghost. I can't believe you're saying that. You've forgotten about Veldin, our resident builder. If anyone can get us out of this squeeze, he can. What? Did you say that this boy is a builder? If this is true, then you are the nemesis of our Lord and Master. I should sacrifice you upon this altar here and now. No, Helen. If Doomsday is going to finish us all off anyway, then won't you let us look after Veldin until it's slime to say goodbye? We promise he'll be goo. Come on, Veldin. Let's have a look around and see if there's anything oozeful that might get us out of this sticky situation. Is there anything oozeful? Yes, I think there is. That is a building table. A building table of darkness. Also, there's a big giant cross there. Oh no, it's a big giant fork. Sorry. I suppose arguably a big giant fork would be too... Oh! Is that Malroth's bat? I think you'll find it is. What have you found there? I've never seen a table like that before. Very curious. Ooze. Well, you're going to have to make do with Aristotle instead, I'm afraid. Ooze. Ah, yes, that old thing. It has been sat there for as long as I can remember. When the Master of Destruction bestowed his righteous ruination upon our heaven, I thought he would lay waste to that worthless table too. But as his mighty arm was poised to strike, it hesitated, or so it seemed. Perhaps I was imagining things. Anyway, as you can see, the table remains unscathed. Huh? What's that leaning against it? It's glowing. Hello, Chester Phoenix. How are you? Seem to have the opposite problem. So many decks I want to run and not enough UR points to actually finish them. Yeah. That's where knowing the cards and having the inspiration and desire is useful, because then you have a goal and then, you know, you've got a progression towards that goal. I suppose that's where, as I say, I've ended up lost at sea, lost in the sea of cards, and have just sort of gone, bye, I'm fine drowning, bye. But what were people up to? Did anybody answer the question, what were people up to? Are people up to anything? Are you doing things or not doing things? It's glowing. That is Malroth's stick. What is that, Veldin? Some kind of club? And to think you... Oh, and to think you made it using only the junk we found on the beach. You're amazing. Thanks, Veldin. This club is the best present anyone's ever given me. What's this? Did you make me a new weapon? Ha! Thanks, I love it. I'll use this one from now on, but I'll keep hold of the oaken club you made me too. After all, it's the first thing you ever made me. I suppose it's got sentimental value. That was a memory, if you were unaware. I goosed can't take these goo inflections anymore. Well, I'm afraid, as long as we're here, we are most likely going to be talking to Aristotle a lot. So, happy with the main deck of Glen Pashu. But there's some decent rank 8 options you can go into in pinch. I haven't put most of them in yet. Just random UR filler. So I can banish it with the Eater of Worlds. I don't know if it's Eater of Worlds, but nonetheless, Eater. I've just finished failing at Apex. Well, don't we always fail at Apex? That wasn't aimed at you. That was aimed as a general, everybody fails at Apex. I suppose arguably unless you come first, in which case you're not failing at Apex, but it's very rare to come first at Apex. At least for me. Skull Servant deck still needs 2 times. That grass looks greener on the other side. Probably a couple more Forbidden. I almost read that as Donuts. And at that point, never use that card. Never use Forbidden Donuts. They're having a star off. Everybody's star crazy. Trap Tricks needs another Serra or 2. Or does it need a Seraphim? I don't know why I thought of that. Just the beginning of the word Serra made me think of angels. And suddenly angels. He's the Eater of Millions. Ah, so it could be worlds. Could be Eater of Million Worlds, yes. Does that club mean anything to you? More importantly, why is it glowing? Maybe if you picked it up... I just did. Malroth's club is mine now. Are you... It sounds like you're bloody at a reception. Yes, how can I help you? Stop ringing the fucking bell. I'm taking the fucking bell away from you. Crying out loud, people. Look, if you want a room, we've got 13 and 15 spare. If it was a reception, I'd have probably hit you by now. A very amusing Apex match today where I got champion because someone on my team was a fucking mission. He got a shield and some guns and just booked to the nearest gunfight. I see. Every now and again, I find that happens as well. You tend to just go and boom. This guy is very good. I will do my best to keep that guy alive. And I have on occasion, I have pretty much just dived into the bullets in order to keep that guy alive. Because he needs to be alive. I'm just here. You need to stay alive, sir. But yeah, I am terrible at Apex. Once in a blue moon, I do reasonable. And that's as high as it goes. Plunder Patrol. Now, see, that's the one I did fancy the idea of. I liked the idea of pirates, and it kind of seemed quite fun. So I was aiming. I had sights upon it. But then, it's one of those ones where, in order to get the points, I need to play the game. But I don't really want to play the game. So I kind of want the deck without having to play the game, so that I can play the game with the deck. But there's a hole in that system where you just I can't get the deck without playing the game. I don't want to play the game though. That's the hole there. You step on the hole and you go, oh shite. Did you... You gold-starred his rubber chicken. Oh no. You dinged when you should have cocked. As is your usual problem. We know it. Everybody knows it. That you often find yourself dinging instead of cocking. That's Sludgel. Oh, donuts. Interesting. Donuts didn't come up in the chat. That means you may have broken... There it is. You may have broken the chat for a moment there, it seemed. That Sludgel is the same one you made for this friend of yours. It belongs to your friend. I very much doubt that. Explain yourself. You came here in search of Malroth. What trickery is this, builder? How could you possibly know that name? Went up north for a moment there. I suppose arguably Scotland and Ireland are both north of me. But nonetheless, no. I went to Hull, I think. The snow on the road is mostly no. Plunder is kind of neat. It has link, fusion, exes and synchro options. That's quite nice. I like the idea of having them all. The other one was Super Heavy Samurais. I liked Butternut. I have to cut out there because Butternut is the master of Ding Ding Cock, which is possibly the world's most majestic of games. Have you played the latest AAA title? Oh no, I don't think I have. What's the latest AAA title? Ding Ding Cock. Fuck, how'd you play that? You ding, then another player dings, and you have to ding, and then at some point, someone cocks. What's stopping you just cocking immediately? Nothing. But that's it. You got to try and surprise the other one with your cock. A second go cock? It's not Ding Ding Cock. Although he's tried it. He's tried it. He tried for a ding. Yeah, see? You cocked too early. That's the problem. That's against the rules. A second cock, a two cocking at position 2 is disallowed in the highest tier. You're playing casual Ding Ding Cock now. High tier Ding Ding Cock, you got to give at least 4 dings before doing the ding ding and then the cock. And I don't either, Chester.
I'm trying to play along, but I don't understand what they're doing either. They're dinging and then they're cocking, and it is scary. It's a scary thing. But every time they ding, my bank balance goes pa-ching as well. So I'm just gonna kind of let them do it. So they're just gonna carry on dinging and cocking as much as they fancy. And my bank balance goes, oh, hello. Because my bank balance is incredibly camp, apparently.
But anyway, back on. We're playing 4D Ding Ding Cock now. Oh, the sci-fi variant. Super Heavy Samurai are an interesting gimmick, but kind of old. True. Or at least I'm aware loosely that they are old because they are from, what, 2 seasons prior? And I don't think they're very good. That's fair. Didn't see a single one in the Synchro event. I suppose arguably... I suppose you probably know they're Synchro based perhaps, but I think they're a little bit of everything.
Oh no!
The oh no at the end is just... Why? You should smell cheese and go, yes, I'll have some cheese, please. But yeah, I think he did focus a little bit on Synchro, but he came from the character who used Super Heavy Samurai, for anybody unaware. I believe he came from the Pendulum. The Pendulum universe. Which means at some stage, I'm assuming that the Super Heavy Samurais do focus a little bit on Pendulum something at least. But yeah, the main crux, for anybody who is unaware, the main crux is the fact that I think they are all monsters and they all go in defense mode. And then you can attack whilst in defense mode. That's the other sort of odd little thing. But they don't have magic or trap cards. I think they've got like maybe 1 magic card. But they lose a lot of their effects if a magic card is in the graveyard or some such. Can't remember the exact thing, but it's something along those lines. I think I've hit most of the key areas. I've swung my hammer and hit most of the key elements. Malroth, is he your friend too? Helen? That would be a coincidence. Only the upper echelons of the children of Hargon are supposed to know his name. How could a human like you possibly have heard that? Do not try. Good lord. A bit drop. I mean, technically accurate. It is a single bit. A bitty. A bitty in the titty is worth 2 in the bush. And I wouldn't recommend biddies in the titties or in the bush. So it's probably worth more to have no bitties in the titty and no bitties in the bush. But it is certainly worth 1 bitty in the titty if you've got bitties in the bush.
I'm scared again.
It is unfathomable to think that the Master of Destruction would ever befriend one such as you. Alright, thanks. You know, I don't really feel insulted at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I think you just told me I was a slag and wandered off. Veldin, are you really friends with the Master of Destruction? I'm flabbergasted. Because he's a slimy little friend, he's referencing a film now. It's not just puns, it's film references as well. This is why I am the personification of Dragon Quest. Which is concerning. But I'm fine with it for the most part. Wait. Yes, I am really friends with him. No way! A human like you, friends with the Master? Can you introduce us? Damneth how gullible, Arith Bloodle. Of course they're not friends. Listen here. Veldin, you shouldn't play silly jokes on an impressionable young slime. Grithwold is dead. The haven of Hargon is in ruins. The future's as bleak as it's ever been. And all you want to do is cause mischief. And all you want to do is apparently fly backwards. Don't listen to him, Veldin. I believe you. I know you wouldn't go around spreading lies. I tell you what, I think, Butternut, you may have just given me an idea. I might write it down, because I actually quite like it as an idea. Whether I'll ever get round to doing it is an entirely different question. But I might try and do some kind of redeemable, which is, well, yeah, bitties for titties. And you can pay bits, and I'll put a pair of tits on the screen. But obviously, not actual tits. I mean bird tits. Which arguably just as confusing a statement, really. Goo, ooze, slime, splots. Now flubber.
Tits.
No, tits, it would be. I'm shocked at how many words the English language has for sticky substances. Indeed. I mean, it is quite something. It's like we're obsessed with semen. But that's because we had one of the greatest navies the world has ever seen.
Oh, we did a twisty. Did you see the twisty he did? I saw the twisty he did. And he twisted it in the direction that wasn't dirty. He twisted it back to normal.
It's weird. Blue tits, great tits, and the elusive yellow tits. When you're cold, when they're fantastic, and when you're not going to do that joke because it's racist. But if you then think of that joke, it makes you the racist. There you go. Crested tit. That is when it's a shirt that's just a little bit too tight, and you think they're on the verge of falling out. That's when you have a cresting. That tit is cresting. Any moment now, it's going to be falling down, falling out even, or falling down anyway. Willow tit. I suppose that's just the tits of a woman called Willow, surely. A red-headed witch. That's just her tits, isn't it? Willow tit. Or will it tit? I don't know. How low will it tit? How low can you go? Very. Or tolerably. Fucking huge knockers. There you go. That's what you need on a big door. Big door. Big door. Fucking huge knockers on a big door. You're a builder, right? Isn't there something you can slop together that might stop everyone being so grumpy? Bleep, bleep. Does not compute. How will he make anything without materials? This place is barren. Ah, I know. Maybe you can use this. Oh no. Is it knock knock cock? Are we playing knock knock cock now? I feel like we're playing knock knock cock. We're going to have to make up the rules for knock knock cock. Oh, he's gone for knock knock. He's knock knocked. Oh, there's another knock knock. That's two very close knock knocks. If they get too much closer, you'll cause a mischief. If you get an overlapping knock knock, that's the moment you have to do a cock cock. That's the rules. Overlapping knock knock, reveal a cock cock. Oh yeah. Back before we were discussing tits. As much as I enjoyed the tits, he burped on a knock knock. I don't think you can burp on a knock knock cock. Oh dear. I don't know the rules for burping inside the knock knock cock. I don't think it's allowed. Ah, he's made up his own game with a rule book made in crayon even. Probably be hitting and blowing 10k gems in early May. So hopefully I like the way you say that. In early May, 8 weeks away. Well, probably. What is it? 2 weeks. But it still seems like such a distant thing. I'll have 10k gems in May. But, I'm unreasonable. Oh, bravo for winning Knock Knock Burp. Anyway. It's a bit of me! If it helps you to save us from Doomsday, I'd give you all the oil in my blobby body. Blobby, blobby, blobby. No, don't bring blobby in here. Error, overflow detected. Selflessness sensors recalculating. Grumpiness reduction plan determined. Maybe if this place was a little brighter, it might help to defrag everyone's mood. That is true. Nothing moves the blob. I have to wait and see if anybody else gets to 500. And then they can have a special one. Precisely what, I don't know. Yours was relatively simple to work out. But, And blob! How many more words are there? That's true. Yeah, we've amazingly neglected the word blob. Sounds like a grand idea to me. There are 4 sconces in the Haven's ruins that ooze to burn brightly, but they've all been blown out. If only we had a way to relight them. Okay, so I suppose I need a torch. Not the most in fact, I've got a candle. I've got a candle, master. I've got a candle, master. What would you like me to do with my candle, master? I'm sure I've got a few suggestions, but none of them are healthy. Anyway, I've got my torch now. So let's... Oh, no, that's not how you light a torch. There we go. I can light that torch. But it does burn with an evil flame. I didn't actually have to light those candles. I just fancied doing it. Rub my kendo on the wall, master, if you insist. But I don't think Ken's going to enjoy that. I think Ken would enjoy being rubbed against Barbie a bit more. But it's just Ken, innit, really? The daily thing runs out in 8 days, at which point I should have around 9,700. Good lord, that's a lot. Congealing secretions. Ooh, you don't want that. Lighting 4 candles. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. That is what I am doing right now. I have just lit 4 candles. Get away! You just lit 4 candles. Or did you light 4 candles? Where are you going, you fucking idiot? Oh, you're going up there. Alright, fine. Precisely why you insist on being higher than me, I do not know. This is superb, Veldin. You relit all the sconces. Huh? Ooh, shiny. Shiny, shiny, shiny. No, 4 candles. Handles for forks. And I want some bullocks. Give us some bullocks, please. Stupendous. There's a different punchline at the end of the original version of that. But they changed their mind. When it was first written, it was a different punchline. I can't remember what it was, but I do have a book of the scripts, which is quite amusing. Because what's particularly entertaining is the news ones, where they've got all the news headlines and stuff. But it's all the really daft ones, like what is it, like a Chinese table tennis player. I don't know, did something, but the punchline is a ping pong piddleipo or something. I can't remember, but all of those entertaining little sort of one-line headline news things. It's now slightly less dim, grey, stupendous. The whole area around the Haven is lit up now. Now every blobby's bound to start feeling sunnier. Assuming the daily thing remains the same for next month, that's 145 gems per day, plus whatever else you get for random drops. Nice. So on pace for like May 3rd. I have script books for 40 Towers and the first 2 seasons of Flying Circus. They're very interesting. Nice. Now every blobby's bound to start feeling sunnier. What is the meaning of this, builder? Such behaviour is forbidden in the Promised Land. For a human, worse, a builder, to kindle the beautiful blue flame of the monsters, this will not do. I agreed to spare you before, but maybe we would all be better off if I were to extinguish your life before doomsday comes. Ow. Rude. Wait just a second. Veldin, now things are a bit brighter here. I can see the light again. In more ways than one. Perhaps our outlook isn't as bleak as I feared. So the builder's tricks have poisoned your mind, do you? Very well, I will let the nature run its course, but do not be surprised if the master seeks to punish you. Great! Yay, I've earned some hearts. In the darkest of places, I am turning hearts and minds. Fucking idiot, come back here, you dickhead. And of course, I had to go to the darkest of places and call him a dickhead. Which I suppose arguably, he's got a little tip on his head, but I don't know if you'd consider that nub a dick, would you? Insulting to all the people owning nubs. Don't let heaven give you shit. Bury her. Bury her shit or bury her herself? Nah, she'll come around eventually. Put her in a hole. Where's Helen? She's in the hole. Thanks, Veldin. The goo around where the haven oozed to stand is looking much brighter now. I even think it's lifted everyone's spirits a little. The Council of Knock Knock Cock hath decided. I know I accused you of telling fibs before, but I'm starting to believe that you really might be friends with the Master of Destruction. Where's Helen? Oh, she's at work. At work? Where does she work? I think she works here, in the Church of Hargon. She's a cardinal. She's one of the cardinals. Ah, where does she work? In the hole. Fair dues. Locating your friend is a high priority task, but it is not our only priority. To survive Doomsday, we will need your building skills. Chances of survival without Veldin's help? 0. Chances of survival with Veldin's help? Slightly more than 0. Excellent. That suggests you like me now. You like me? You really like me? I've built a recipe. The Sinister Scones. Ooh. That was well timed. Because I wasn't sure. Only takes a moment. And it's like, that is Dragon Quest. That is definitely Dragon Quest. But I'm not convinced I get that song when I get an item. But yeah, you timed it to perfection. You need to put Helen in a hole now. It would be a disservice not to do so at this point. I don't think I can put her in a hole. You people and your obsession with holes. God damn it, she's moved. See, she don't want to go in the hole. Plus she'll just get out of the hole. Boop. Yeah. Yeah, oh, no. I'm trying, but I don't know if I'm going to... No, she got out the hole. Surprisingly difficult to put people in holes. Oh, there we go. I can shove her back in the hole. There you go. Oh, now I need to find a way out of this. God damn it, she can get out that way. Fuck's sake. Wait. No, I don't think I can get her in the hole from this side because there's a bridge in the way. There we go. Okay. And we just need to... Problem is, no matter what... There. There, are you satisfied? She is in a hole, and she will never come out of the hole. Right. I somehow suspect she will teleport out of the hole next time I require her... no, there you go. She's teleported out of the hole because she's part of this cutscene. But she was, for a moment, in the hole. When the Master of Destruction is rebooted, Doomsday will follow soon after. However, I am not ready for the plug to be pulled on my life. However, there is a way... Oh, now see, you missed an opportunity for this is some bullshit. However, there is a way we may be able to survive the destruction. I am talking about an armed raid shelter. If we could protect our circuits in a robust shelter when Doomsday comes, we might just be able to live through the obliteration. Bullshit. There you go, he's found it now. You do not have time to construct a shelter. You need to find your friend. Well, that is your prerogative. However, I calculate a shelter would be... There you go, that fits as well. I've got a lot of ones that fit when things go wrong. I wonder why. However, I calculate that a shelter would be of benefit to you too, Verlin. Please hear me out. Many scared monsters are out there waiting for Doomsday to arrive. If they knew there was a shelter to protect them from destruction, they would seek refuge there. Perhaps some of them have information on your friend's coordinates. I calculate that is the most efficient way to gather a comprehensive data set. I understand where you're coming from, Noah, but don't you think it should be for Veldin? I'm surprised. They've actually put an S in his dialogue. which is crazy. But I suppose it would have been THH. But don't you think it would be for Veldin to decide what's best to build? Indeed, do not place your trust in the sinful builder. He cannot save us. Our salvation will come in the form of complete and utter destruction. Psst, be quiet. I am not ready to power down. There is plenty of energy left in my fuel cells. I refuse to let it go to waste. Please, Veldin, will you construct a safe shelter and rescue Malhowler's monsters? Go on then. Pleasure indicators activated. Pleasure indicator rising. Thank you, Veldin. You have made an obsolete robot very, very happy. We must begin work on the shelter immediately. Doomsday is fast approaching. Sorry, what? You're going to have to be a bit more specific. It's a pleasure bot. I don't think it's meant to be a pleasure bot. I think it's meant to be a war bot. But it does have pleasure circuits, it would seem. I think you'll find it means it can feel pleasure. Doesn't mean it provides pleasure. It provides an arrow and a sword up the jacksie. And neither of those are pleasant, I don't think. They're both very sharp. And I don't think you want that. Okay, my arm raid shelter. So we need iron blocks, citadel walls, spaceship walls. What the fuck? Spaceship corner, reinforced iron corners. Citadel handrails, we've already got in there. The doors of doom. Come to... can't remember where doom comes from now. I've not read a Fantastic Four comic book in so long, I've actually forgotten where doom comes from. His own sort of unique place. It's gone. Gone. Someone else knows that, surely. It can feel pleasure. That might be worse. Well, possibly. Did you generate this blueprint, Verlin? It will provide an excellent refuge for the monsters when it is complete. You're a genie ooze! Who would have thought to upgrade the remains of the haven into a super shelter for our monster mates? You would desecrate the unholy haven of Hargon. The master of destruction raised it with his own hand. Drawing a blueprint is all well and good, but how are you going to build it? We don't have any materials. Critical problem detected. No matter how much we squeeze Aristotle, he will never secrete any blocks. You seek to defile the haven of Hargon with your brutish blocks. Do not think for one moment that I shall aid you in this sinful scheme, builder. Oh, that's right. I nearly forgot. Helen is one of the wisest priestesses in Children of Hargon. If anyone knows where we can find materials to build the blueprint, it's her. You are even more of an imbecile than you look. Even if I did know, why would I reveal such dangerous information to a builder and his treacherous lackeys, pray tell? You're just being selfish now. Aristotle nearly squeezed himself dry trying to get that oil before. I think you need to start pulling your weight. Now the pleasure bit is asking you to squeeze the secretions out, indeed. Initiating Priestess Persuasion Protocol. PPP. Remember, Veldin is the Master's friend. If you mistreat him, there is a high probability you will face punishment. I refuse to believe that. It is inconceivable that this human could have formed a friendship with a master, isn't it? But if by some strange twist of fate he speaks the truth, very well, I shall cooperate for now. Set a course southwest of here, you will find the molted carapace of our master, shed as his power grew and his monstrous form changed. Bring back to me 5 terrible talons, 3 humongous horns, and 10 blocks of his scales. Succeed on this simple task, and I will tell you what I know. Did you hear that, Veldin? She'll tell us how to make materials. Isn't that great? All we have to do is find the Master of Destruction's slimy old skin and bring back a few bits and blobs. I'll go with you. A new destination has been placed. Excellent. Let us go. You said south. I don't know why I thought that was south over there, but I wasn't far off, in fairness. Oh, yeah, this the darkness. The darkness means I cannot use my standard modes of transportation, which is annoying. In before, but she doesn't actually know. It's distinctly possible. Look, it's another of those gravitational globules. We'll be in deep goo-goo if that thing slurps us up. Let's look for another way round. Slicey dicey, good times. Slicey dicey for me and for you. Everybody needs some slicing every now and again. Y'all look like you could do with some slicing. Yeah, they're very, very easy in fairness. Jump in the black hole. I've already been in a black hole once, and I didn't enjoy it. Whenever Goo Goo says something goo related, it sounds like he's well releasing some goo. And here's another one. If that thing swallows us up, we're sure to come to a sticky end. We can't goo this way. Let's keep looking for a safe path. Well, we can goo a little bit further. Hey! Unexpected level up in the bagging area. But that's because this is a bagging area and not a levelling up area. Unless you feel like every time you go shopping and use the sort of self-checkouts, if you feel like you're gaining experience points at some point, you will find yourself... What's the worst that can happen? I mean, not a lot in fairness. I mean, if you particularly want to see it, I can get myself sucked off. But it doesn't necessarily serve much purpose. There we go. It does 999 guaranteed damage and kills me. That's what happens when you get sucked off. There you go. You got splattered, gooed and plopper. Veldin, can you open your eyes for me? And we all love zero consequences. Because that's what we had there. Zero consequences.
That's your kill.
Good lord. And yes, I mean, accurate, but unexpectedly sort of deep and ominous. Will you please stop? Stop. Just stop. There you go. They stopped. And then they got burnt. That's what you get for stopping, you dickheads. Alright, this time we'll try and do it without going into the giant hole. Die now. Love this sword. This sword is the best. Mostly because it fires fireballs. And in fairness, it is definitely the best one. It's been the best one for quite some time, in fairness. I think there probably is another one. It's probably going to be like the Sword of Erdrick or something. But I don't know for certain. If we followed Helen's directions correctly, the Master's shed skin should be somewhere. Clues! Gooey! Is that what she was talking about? Yes. Why, yes it is. Those pointy things look like horns to me. We should bounce up for a closer look. And what about those... Genuinely thought it said bollocks for a moment. The sort of quick scan before trying to read it. And my eyes just went, yep, says bollocks, doesn't it? And what about those bollocks? Do they look like scales to you, Veldin? We'll have to go and check. We're going to go and check his bollocks. I can't see any talons up there. Though, maybe they're on the goo round instead. Slime to goo in for a closer look. Let's goo grab all the scales, horns and claws we need and take them back to Helen. So can I actually... No, just the way he implied bounce up there. I think he just means I need to jump, but I did wonder if he was actually suggesting I could ride him. Ride him like one of your French girls. I'm sure you can ride other girls, not just French things. Bouncing pointy things that go. Have you got a bouncing pointing thing that you use to put some goo in the world? Come on and do that spike grab. Spike grabbing time for sure. I could obviously get any of these scales as well, but I might as well keep a mountain to climb on. Good lord. Do you mind, sir? Do you mind? I don't need it, sir. I don't need it. You've broken me bloody bridge, you little Bilbo Baggins. I don't know why I called him Bilbo Baggins, but he is now officially big old hairy Bilbo Baggins. And we don't need big old hairy Bilbo Baggins here. No, we don't. Don't need your Bilbo Baggins. I don't need your Bilbo Baggins. Nobody needs your Bilbo Baggins today. Today's episode of Dragon Quest Builders is turning quite phallic. It is. But, you know, that's what happens when you have to go collect the scales and the horn. When the scales give you the horn, it means you've lost weight. A substantial amount, I imagine. Because otherwise you wouldn't be that excited. The goosh. I'm just going to gather a whole load more, because you never know when it'll come in handy. I remember roughly what the idea behind the system here is. Do you mind, sir? I think when he destroys that, I can pick it up, so technically speaking, it is now lurking around about, so we might be able to go grab the bits that he's taking down as well. Can't guarantee that, though. He may just be completely eradicating them. But we shall see. We shall see in the future. It'd be best if I didn't drop down at this early stage, because I still want... We still think I want us a couple of horns here. There we go. I think I... How many horns do I need? No, I've got all the horns I officially need. Well, I still think it's worthwhile grabbing some more, because again, I vaguely remember what was needed when it came to doing these things. And the idea is you want lots and lots of these resources so that you can get lots and lots of your other resources. If you've grabbed everything Helen asked for, let's head back to the Haven. You can't warp here, and that magic cape of yours won't work either, so you will have to go on foot. That's a shame. I usually go sitting down. Not literally just on the act of sitting down. That would be quite something, wouldn't it? Always going to remind me of the old touch of cloth, which was what was it? The gag was I think it was the father of a dead woman arrived at the scene and said, I came as soon as I heard. And he says, and then he sort of follows that up with an explanation of, I have a disorder when I receive bad news, or when I receive a shock. I think it was when I receive a shock, I ejaculate. And then they show him the body of his dead daughter, and he sort of makes a noise that's supposed to be sort of like crying type noise, but then he sort of says something as well, and the DCI sort of turns around and goes, "Come again?" And he just sort of nods and goes, "Yes, I'm sorry." It's very daft. Much better if you actually watch it in person. I would highly recommend. It's very old now, very old, but if you ever have the opportunity to watch A Touch of Cloth, how does goo make more goo? By squeezing. That's how. He is goo. He goos on goo. He's always gooing. Doom! Doomsday can't be far off now. Goodbye, crew! The world, it was nice knowing you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nope, he's not coming with me. Fair enough. I thought you might come with me, but he's not interested. I'll kill that bird. Just to satisfy my bloodlust and craving for death. Doom 2! Maybe. Electric Boogaloo. Or Electric Doomaloo. But if you've got an Electric Doomaloo, I think that's probably a bad thing. It depends on what the electrics are doing. But with something called Doomaloo, I think an Electric Doomaloo suggests it's going to electrocute you. Possibly it's some kind of sort of thing that's designed to discourage you having a poo, perhaps? If you need to sort of focus on the idea of, I can't possibly have a poo. There's no possible way of me having a poo here. I need to discourage the activity of pooing. So you get yourself an electric poo-the-loo. Let's cook my manky meat. Gonna put my manky meat on the fire and hope it does something nice. Spoiler alert, it probably won't. There's nothing nice here, I don't think. The builder returns, and with everything I asked him to collect from the master's mult, no less. The arms that lash this land are indeed those of our lord. However, his power fluctuates uncontrollably, making his rampages violent and erratic. As he struggles to contain this burgeoning strength, he must destroy himself to be reborn ever stronger. The items I sent to you to gather are the remains of one of his discarded shells. That's a jelly interesting story, but why did you want us to bring you back this slopped-off gunk? Are we going to build stuff out of it? Aristotle can cast frizz like metal slimes do in regular DQ games. I enjoy the weird consistency in play here. Nice. I didn't spot that. I was too busy burning things myself. But yeah, that's a nice extra. A very nice extra. Build stuff out of it. Very well. I shall tell you what I know. The precise method has long been forbidden, but there is a way to transform those molted relics into usable materials. However, to do so requires an altar of the most monstrous of natures. I wonder if our oh-so-clever builder has the wherewithal to dabble in the dark arts. No primate, mate? No. Only... Oh, God, I was just about to use the sentence, no, only manky, mate. And at that point, it dawned on me. It made perfect sense what you were suggesting. I taught you, but I can't help but be quite impressed by the speed at which you thought that up. An arcane apparatus for performing unholy alchemical experiments can be used to extract materials from Malroth's shell. Let's try and put that somewhere. Gonna give it a cheeky save though first. Yes indeed. Right. Leave my meat to boil and then... Oh, I'm assuming you're gonna ask me? Oh well, there we go. What? You have learnt to build... you've learnt how to build the forbidden altar. But that is a secret no human should know. Hulk attacked into a set. Grand Major. Ah, I don't know who Hulk is. I'm assuming it's a good thing or a bad thing that Hulk attacked. Hulk! I'm gonna Hulk out now. Now that the secret is out, there is no reason to stop you making use of it. Once you have crafted a forbidden altar, place any of the terrible talons, humongous horns, or blocks of scales inside it. After a short while, his unholy appendages will be transformed into the sinful materials you seek. Well, what are you waiting for? Make the forbidden altar and set to work. Malhalla is a land bereft of materials, but fear not. Simply place some sinister items like terrible talons into a forbidden altar to transform them into something useful. Okie dokie, I will, but first oh, there's a hole there. There's a hole there. There's a hole in the bottom of my boat. In my boat. In my boat. There's a hole in the bottom of my boat. I'm just going to trash some of these shit tiles. Yes, I know I'm starving. That's why... Oh, I do have some tagliatelle. But yeah, I just want to sort of clean up some of this garbage. And detritus make the area look a bit nicer. There's not a huge amount I can do about it, but... You know, just at the very least make it look semi-presentable. Semi-presentable. It's all a little bit all over the place because it's meant to be a partially destroyed world, but you know, we'll do our best to make it look pretty, even though it is a half-destroyed world. The Crystron. Oh, Crystron Hulk Fabrax. That is them just throwing letters at a wall, isn't it? They just went, we've got Crystrons, yeah? Which I'm assuming may be crystal robots, maybe? I don't know. The Tron. I suppose Tron is making me think of the film Tron now. But maybe crystal... something to do with Trons. Which I'm thinking might be robots, I don't know. But nonetheless, the next part, the Halkifibrax, is just they went, we've got an alphabet on the wall. Throw some darts. Congratulations. I'll tell you what, let's build 2 forbidden altars. You never know. Manky meat, Tangulatelle. Sounds difficult to Pikachu.
Fuck me!
Tut, tut, Tut. You were being tutted this time. I've already forgiven one, but we can't forgive a second. I'm sorry, but we have to tut now. Tut, 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 tut. I say tut. King Tut, in fact. King Tut. It can't beat my Fulbright Jazixgov. Is it? Okay, I'm gonna have to ask.
Fuck me!
Is
Hello there.
Jazixgov, is that actually
Fuck me!
a direct and specific reference to Red Dwarf? Because if it is, magnificent. If it's not, you've gotten devilishly close. I don't think it's quite spelt like that, but God only knows how it's spelt, because it's a made-up word that he just uses all of his Scrabble letters on. But nonetheless, it just instantly reminds me of that sort of Scrabble game where he puts the word and he says to him, "That's not a word, it's a cat word. Is it in the dictionary? Could be if you're nude and you close the book too fast." Which is a fantastic set of lines. But welcome, I can't sleep my spine. Sorry, I missed the welcome because we got distracted and off on a tangent. And now I'm sort of trying to figure out where I want to place my evil altars, and I don't honestly know is the problem we've got at the moment. Let's take some of those blocks out, and maybe I don't know. I tell you what, if we just sort of whoops, not that. That's the one. Even that up, and then maybe just take out these blocks, so that's nice and even as well. And take these blocks as well. I might need to replace these blocks because I do vaguely remember where this bit ends up going. But oh, here we go with Ding Ding Cock again, showing off your Ding Ding Cocks. Don't worry, can't sleep. No one knows what they're doing either. No one else understands it either, so you're not expected to. I'm going to eat my 10 tagliatelle. Anyway, right. Fourth win of the day. Nice. Not a single gem. That's not nice. You've anti-niced. You've managed to. Well, I suppose you basically broke even, haven't you? There. Nice. Not nice. Surely there would be a correct spelling of it, as it would have had to have been in the script. Yes, that's true, and it is. I mean, it is written on the Scrabble board, so there is a correct spelling, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, you're quite right. There is one. Is there a highlight show of Ding Ding Cock? Well, I think you are getting a game of it now. We've established that the rules of high-level play of Ding Ding Cock. Oh, he's cocked him. He's cocked him! How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9! He did a 9th level cocking. Oh! We haven't seen a 9th level cocking since 1981, where Peter Francis and Jacob surname went head to head, and he pulled out the 9th level cock there as well, and it's a majestic move. It's a majestic move. That's it. Yes. So yeah, it's not what you wrote. I think it was Butternut you wrote it, didn't you? But it's not what you wrote, but it is. It was enough to make my brain go there. Jacob Cerning. Yeah, I know. My improv skills are lacking. But there you go. I couldn't help it. It was just like, yes, indeed. Let's put them all in. That's it. And now let's do the horns as well. Let's put all my horns in. Horns in there, indeed. Oh, I can only place 9 horns in. Disappointing. Anyway, right. There we go. We should be good there. These rules are more complex than Number Wang, indeed. It is a variation on Number Wang, I think. It was their sort of odd period where they decided words were better than Number Wangs. Or they figured dings were better than cocks. Or cocks were equal to dings, I suppose, arguably. I've no Jacob's surname, yes. I'll settle for 2 best Ding Ding Cocker. 2nd best Ding Ding Cocker, I'm assuming. Bighorn Energy. Indeed. Well, we are furious Bighorn Energy there. We'll let those cook for a bit longer, I suppose. And hopefully we'll get our bits and pieces, bits and bobs. I put them all together in it with your guts. Bits and pieces, bobbity. It's and bitty. Who remembers Bitzer? Because yes, the program was called Bitzer, and it would literally be that was the theme song. Bits of pieces, bits of bobs, and put them together in it with your gut. I don't think it was sung quite like that. That verges on club style there, but doesn't quite ever go completely club style. But yeah, so many songs end up in the club style. Of course, it's because it's so easy to just accidentally slip into the club style. Maybe they can put both shows together, like 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, and we can all sit down to enjoy Dick's Wang. Wonderful. Wonderful. Absolutely majestic. And that is only some of the descriptors of Dick's Wang. When he whips it out, the world weeps in delight, but weeps nonetheless. Anyway, I shall collect all of my random bits and pieces. But yeah, it was BITSA. It was a children's program where they made weird shit. It was like Art Attack, I think, essentially. Dick Swang sounds like a great name. Hello, I'm Dick Swang. It's very sort of Mike Oxmall, isn't it? Or Mike Ox Large. It doesn't matter which way round you do it. Mike Ox. None of your business. Which does mean that his surname is Ox. None of your business. Which is possibly only slightly worse than being called Jacob's surname. Mike Hunt is another classic. Hugh Jazz. Hugh Jazz, yeah. I wasn't sure at first. I didn't quite. I needed it said out loud. Bend Over's a good old classic as well. Reinforced iron corner. Excellent. The angular corner, an astonishing arc, wrought of reinforced iron. A sturdy screw for ensuring your constructions stay fastened together. The big bolt. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like that's you just sort of... I'm introducing myself now. I am God. Oh my god. Actually, that works even better. Hello, the name's God. Oh my god! I like that one. I like that one quite a bit. A block of strangely alien metallic substance can be dyed, though. And a spaceship corner, the angular corner of an astonishing airship. I use those names for the main character in Persona games. Aww. See, I kind of sometimes do that, but usually if they let me name the antagonist. So you get a lot of dicks in Pokemon, because Pokemon's a bit more stringent. It won't just allow you to do whatever you want, I think. So you have to be slightly clever and just call him Dick, and then you get Dick sent out. The Doors of Doom, a portentous portal decorated with the bones of the dead. Seems a bit harsh to do that, but never mind. Right, what do we want? We don't really need those. We don't need the torches. I mean, we probably don't need any of that. Oh, we can transform a few more horns, I suppose. Hello, Helen. Come here, love. So, thus, as the pernicious power of the forbidden altar at work, the master of destruction will not be impressed to learn his body parts have been converted into building materials. I fear we will all be punished for this. I knew it was a mistake to join hands with a human. I should have separated your head from your shoulders when I first had that chance. But better late than never. Mwah, ha ha, only kidding. We shall all face the Master's judgment soon enough. Until then, you may use the Forbidden Altar to transform his detritus into your sinful materials at your leisure. Which of his discarded body parts will produce which items and in what numbers is for fate to decide. All you can do is persevere until your needs are met. Portly Potentious Portal is an insane example of alliteration. Like Ultima alliteration. It is. I mean, Dragon Quest loves alliteration, and it's one of the reasons I love Dragon Quest, I think. Possibly Dragon Quest, it's another one of those ones where I played it as a child, and I think it may have gotten under my skin, and that might be why I like puns and alliteration, solely because I played Dragon Quest. But then again, maybe Dragon Quest resonated with me as a child because I naturally enjoyed puns and alliteration. This is great, Veldin. Now that you know how to get the ingredients you need, it's time you showed us why the children of Hargoon hate you so much. You say that, but I don't think our wise priestess hates Veldin. In fact, I think she's taken a bit of a shine to him. Not in the slightest. As a devotee and scholar of the Master of Destruction, I am merely interested to learn more of the extent of his powers. It is most intriguing that his discarded debris could be put to use by his arch-nemesis. This is a worthy of further study. But also, I never asked, but Mr. Karnstein must paint. Are you up to anything interesting? And has anybody changed their doings? Because if you've changed your doings, do feel free to update the doings situation in order to alert me of what you're up to now. Procedure confirmed. Place relics of Marath in the Forbidden Altar to create construction materials. Then you can use them to build the shelter just like you've splotted out in the blueprint. Sorry about it, but there's no way us monsters can help you build. It's a sin. You'll have to handle the construction all by yourself. I will do that because I am used to doing that. I probably don't need a budding glove of any kind. Wood might come in handy, but it's more of a building material, so I don't necessarily need it on the hotbar. But we shall see. We do, however, want those. That is surprising that I've... Oh, it's not. I thought it was silver goo, but it's not. It's Malrothium. Mysterious metal substance alchemically extracted from the empty shell of the Destroyer. And yeah, I've got some forges here as well, which might come in handy. I don't know if I particularly need it, but iron blocks I would seem I do need. Bed wouldn't necessarily go amiss. Keeping the food out might not go amiss. Maroff's club can just stay where it is. And now let's go build some more of these bits and pieces. Bit of painting, making some MTP tokens, not really achieving either. Well, that is unfortunate. Which thing are you trying to paint? What are you trying to paint? What are you trying to paint? Is it the Moon Knight? Or is it the Spider Knight? Or is it the Lizard Knight? Or is it perhaps the Moon Day? It was a joke for you there. Bit of a desperate grab at a joke, but it'll fucking do sometimes. It'll fucking do. Screws? No, we don't need a screw at the moment. Oh, ding! Fries are done. Collect my bits. Collect my bobs. Collect all my stuff. I think so. Is 9 is the maximum value. That's fair enough. I am doing a sit watching some guy stream Dragon Quest. It's reasonably entertaining. Well, I'm glad it's reasonably entertaining, but I wouldn't recommend it myself. I think you've probably got better things to do. That's the problem. There's about 4 models on the desk I should be painting, so I'm naturally... yeah, I know exactly that situation. Earn blocks. So we want to go to the sides and basically sort of earn blocks my way down here, I believe. I think that's all of the earn... Oh, no. Okay, interesting. Oh, no. Wait. Now I'm confused. Now I'm very confused. So that's... Alright, so that's that. Just the iron box, yeah, okay. So... right, okay, so I want a second... Right, I've got it. At least I think I've got it. I want a second row there. And then we want... I believe a row there. Continuing on the back, excellent. Tonight is meant to be a nice night to observe meteorite showers. Interesting. Finish lizard. No, of course they don't know you're an alien. It's fine. I think you started out nicely. But your original language is peculiar. But carrying on. The Lyrid meteor shower. Flamboyant. If you want a citadel floor, it's flamboyant. A sinister-looking stone floor panel found in Hargon's castle. What we'll do is we shall pop 9 more of our pieces of scale in there, and 9 more pieces of scale in there, and we'll keep going with those as much as we can. And then bam, bam, bam. Lizzie the Lizard is no way to address our queen. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think she's watching, to be honest. Which gives me carte blanche to say anything. Spidey it is then. That's fair. That's a good call. Spidey's a good one to choose. Is this? I take it this is your Spidey that you're doing, which is the old. Oh shite! There's a hole in. There's a hole in that floor. Dear laser, there's a hole in that floor. Dear laser, my friend. There's a hole in your floor, dear laser, there's a hole in my floor, dear laser, there is. The spaceship chapter, it is indeed. Welcome, autumn leaves in the wind. Just blowing, meandering around, drifting everywhere. And you're quite right, it is slightly spoilt for everybody else now. So, maybe keep certain elements a little bit stum. It's the Holy Church of Hargon chapter. It's the Holy Church of Hargon chapter. Nobody else knows the end of this game yet. I think I've done all my iron blocks. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Excellent. Right, now we just need to do citadel walls. Oh, I see. The underneath doesn't actually matter at the moment. That's fair. Citadel walls are there. Excellent. And there, I believe. Me and 2 people in the entire world who have 100%ed the game. 100% is impressive. 100% is impressive. Getting through the story, relatively easy, but 100% is... Whew, that is something. Because there are a fair few tablet targets. Yes, I've now got evil doors, as opposed to George Dawes, who is not present, which is almost a pity because I like George Dawes. So when he's around, it's fun. Helen, you're in the way, love. Helen. Oh dear. Right, I don't think that's one of my spaceship walls. No, it's one of my corners. I suppose arguably we have got spaceship walls, in fairness, so if you were unaware that this was going to be a spaceship, there's a tile called spaceship walls, so in fairness the game spoilt it first, so I apologise for besmirching your honour. The game did it before you did, so that's fine. I think this is the big metal corners, but I don't... excellent, you've done it the right way around. How are you doing these other corners? Okay, so you want corner on corner. That's fine. I can do... Oh, no. The problem resolved itself. Darn it. It's like, I know I can't use it, but I wish I can. So I love to try. Bam, bam. Yes, that's the one. The game still has a fairly large player base for how little sales they had, to be honest. Yes, it is a shame they had limited sales, because as far as I'm aware, they have 0 plans on building another one. Which is a real annoyance, because I would love for them to do a Dragon Quest Builders free and improve it all the more, because I personally think between 1 and 2 they made quite a nice level of improvements, and I think if they did a 3rd one they could really make it beautiful. But there you go. George Dawes also does have the scores. That is true, and that's what we need, really. It says the meteor shower is supposed to be strong and have less moonlight interference next year, though. Yeah, but next year's next year. I played so many hours of DQB1 on Vita. I think I had... Yeah, I'm fairly certain I had 1 on the Switch. And then I believe I've got 1... this one, number 2, is on... I originally had it on the Switch, and I've also got it on the computer for the sake of sharing it with other people. Is it a manky meteor? Oh, you don't want to touch one of those. Completed. Blueprint detected. Is this the shelter? It's magnificent. They were pushing that one, wasn't it? Look, everyone, the blueprint's finished. Whoa, Helen. I think you were possessed by a demon there, Helen. Well, a thoroughly strange building you've made, Velden. I've never seen an elephant fly, but I've never seen anything quite like it. Scorching databanks. The outer walls are unlike anything found on Malhalla. Protection factor maximal. Survival chances increased. Though you are the sworn enemy of the children of Hargon, you would rebuild one of our Urder's most unholy havens in order to save us from destruction. There is something about you builders, something very peculiar, yet very interesting. It's a real clear night out tonight. Didn't see any meteors though. Bugger. That's a shame. It's a real shame. I have so much energy. I don't know how much energy my character has. I'm assuming you actually meant me, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I talk fast, I suppose. That possibly suggests energy. But there's no real energy here. How long did you look for, Butters? Butters! How long did you look for, Butters? Did you look long enough? Did you look up, Butters? That's the key thing. Did you look up? Can't be looking down. No meteors down there. Ain't got no meteors downstairs. It's also cold. That's fair. Is it? I'm surprised. I thought it was reasonably hot around here. No, but builders, but you, Velden, you are most intriguing individual indeed. Don't you smash my artwork with your little maces. If you truly are a friend to the Master of Destruction, perhaps it would be wise of me to help you. After all, no matter what the children of Hargon's teachings tell us about builders, I am sworn to serve mighty Malroth first and foremost. Man, speaking fast and saying so much, but still dead inside. Hell yeah. I am a hollow vacuum of despair and misery. Blueprint complete. Quantum gratitude circuits activated. Thank you, Velden. Color, exquisite. Form, ditto. Architectural style, future Hargonian. It is magnificent. But my calculations suggest 8th floor in the design. Is the shelter really finished? I mean, it doesn't have a roof. And it never will. Your sensors must be gunked up with goo, Noah. As far as I can tell, the place looks great. The shelter's appearance is not the problem. I calculate that the holding capacity is too low to rescue many monsters. Furthermore, recent aura field readings indicate that Velden has a far greater aptitude for building than this simple shelter would suggest. What makes his gratitude quantum exactly? I don't know. I'm assuming it's actually really tiny. It's super tiny. He has very little gratitude for us. I'm just doing the most boring part and waiting for pets to breed. Interesting. I do know what you mean, yes. That's an island activity. Main island, I think. And yes, if memory serves, it is one of those activities you don't necessarily want to wait around for. You want to just encourage it and fuck off. Because otherwise, well, you want to encourage them to fuck on, and then you to fuck off, I suppose. And do something else, because otherwise you're just sort of going, come on, come on, come on, do it, do it. Go on. I am watching. I'm watching all night. I'm the watch, you have sex. I hope you will continue to assist us. I want to do the targets and build on Buildertopia. Is Buildertopia's the online island? Is that the one? Because I have never been on the online island. I really ought to. I perhaps will make the effort. Now I'm playing it on the PC, I will possibly make the effort to actually do something on the online side of things. But when I had the Switch, that was just about... I think it was just about that point in time where Nintendo went, well, Xbox did it. And PlayStation did it.
We can do it as well, can't we? We can charge the online fee. Why have we left it so long?
Because I am a decent human being. But they fired me. So yes, I suppose now you can charge them for going online. Oh, it's just a new island, fair enough. But nonetheless, I've not really explored the online side of this because, as I say, Nintendo decided they were going to charge for the right to go online, and I never bothered. And this, however, hey, this is delightful. I can go on the PC and connect to the internet at my leisure. When Noah said the shelter's a splodge on the small side, I think he was right. We won't fit many monsters in there. It'd be fine for slimes like me. We can squidge into the tightest of spaces, but not all monsters can do that. We really need something bigger, but what would you be able to build a humongous shelter all by yourself? It's a big ask for one gooman. What? You normally bash a bell to bring people in and they goo off and do all the building for you. That's genius. If we had a few more friends to help out with the building work, making a bigger shelter would be oozy as pie. Oh, but there aren't any bells around here. How are we going to do this? I don't know who you are. Oh, it's, I've just recognised the speech pattern.
Oh, what's the matter, Veldin? This little problem shouldn't stump someone like you. If you don't have it, build it. Isn't that the nitty gritty of being a builder? I left something very important behind for you, remember? Wreck your brains and see if you can't figure out a way to put it to use.
What's the splatter, Veldin? Are you trying to work out how to build the bell? If you do figure out how to build it, I think it'd go very nicely in front of the shelter.
I was speaking from the grave. I've got only one foot in the grave, and my penis is ready for action out of the grave. Because it's always ready. Always ready for action.
The Builder's Bell. A bell imbued with the spirit of a builder that inspires inventiveness and ingenuity. A rave in the grave. Indeed, and later we'll be keeping the rave in the grave. Because, God forbid, if the rave in the grave ever gets out of the graveyard. My God. It's horrendous. This land is home to many frightened monsters. I hope you will assist me in rescuing them. Yes, I suppose just build a bell. Is that what you wanted me to do, game? Build a bell? I'm gonna build a bell. There we go. And we use his soul. Tickling your bum again, son. I'm always tickling your bum. Whenever you feel the tickle, that's me. That's the dirty old man who builds things. Tickling your bum. Obtained a builder's bell. I just realised we were sort of we were slightly ridiculing Porsche the other day for this principle, but Dragon Quest does it, and I don't bat an eyelid. And in fact, Dragon Quest does it worse because he's holding it with one hand, completely off the balance point. He'd never be able to do that in real life, would he? But then there's a lot of things in Dragon Quest that wouldn't work in real life, but that's, you know, not the point. The point is, it's a game and it's fun. Enjoy it. Do you mind not jumping around, sir? You've just stuck your sword on me. I don't need that. I don't like it. People don't like it often. Anyway. Bam. Gooey! Is that the Builder's Bell? It's not as gruesome as I imagined. In fact, it's rather lovely. Hey everyone, look at this. Veldin's made something slooper-duper for us. Bleep, bleep. Warning. High levels of building energy detected. This profane idol sullies the unholy heaven of Hargon. How did I allow this to happen? Super, a bell. So, what are we supposed to do with it? I can ring my bell. Gonna ring my bell. But first we'll talk to, what's it? Builder Strength. Dragon Quest Bodybuilder. Nah, Dragon Quest Bodybuilders, they are something completely different. They are the origin of Tiny Maynard, because there was a very small one. Big body, small in stature. That's why he made up for it in width, I suppose.
Well, what are you waiting for? Give the builder's bell a great big clang and it'll attract friends from far and wide, right?
Bro, do you even build, bro? Yeah, bro, you building though, bro? Yeah, you better build, and you don't skip fucking roof day.
I always skip roof day.
No roofs.
And then we can all help make this shelter even more enormous and ride out Doomsday together. That's easier said than done. The monsters around here are all staunch supporters of the children of Hargon. We'll never persuade them to build.
Collating possible scenarios. Chances of attracting monsters, maximal. Chances monsters will begin building, minimal.
I just can't see anyone wanting to help out. Whoever heard of a monster building anyway?
Dragon Quest builder kind of built like a Moai. A Moai. I think that's a Moai head. Not sure. I might be wrong. Might just be a stone dildo. I'm assuming it's not a stone dildo. I'm assuming it's a Moai head, but I didn't catch it on the big form, and I can't quite tell in the little form.
Just because we haven't before doesn't mean we can't start now. Anything a human can do, we can do better. And we can do anything better than goo. When the sound of that bell echoes in the air, monsters will come from miles around to see what's going on, right? Grenville and Noah don't seem to think this will work, but we'll never know unless we give it a go. What's that? It's always worked with humans, but you've never tried it with monsters before? Well, humans and monsters are very different. There's no telling what might go down.
Female builder is way too thick than she needs to be. I don't know. I mean, arguably they've got exactly the same body shape, I think. Everybody in this world is slightly squat and slightly wide. It's the Dragon Quest way. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. You looking at me? Because I can't look at you. I've got dark shades on in a dark world. I can't see shit all. I'm just going on faith that everything's going well.
But we can't let that slop us. When they hear about the shelter, I'm sure the other monsters will agree to help.
Not unless you wear the swimsuit or the bunny suit. I have worn the bunny suit. Upon request, we have worn the bunny suit. But at the moment, I am wearing my coolest armour. Plus, I don't have a wardrobe, so I can't really change anymore. But I am Sonic combined with Cool Dude. So I am Cool Sonic. Cooler than the original Sonic. Sonic sucks. I'm the cool Sonic.
Don't forget something might be glued up where we might find your friend. So do on, Veldin. Ring that bell.
Okay. You want me to ring bell? Ring bell. I got to actually officially ring the bell. I was just unofficially ringing the bell. It's fine. 2 bells means something. Whee! My pink influence has spread. Come forth.
Pink influence.
But the bunny suit gives every female cleavage. Well, it would. It's Japanese. They have to have some form of boobage on display at some point. Otherwise, it can't leave the factory floor. There's a checker. There's a checker at the end. I'm sorry. You do realise your game doesn't have a revealing outfit for a woman. You do know this, don't you? And they go, knew there was something we forgot, wasn't there? Get back in there and whip them out. And at that point, oh, excellent. You can release the game now. A few monsters awaken to the benefits of building. Ooh, we've got a gorilla and some more little gremlins. Flying little gremlins who can help us with our builds. The population of Veldin's base just got a little bigger. Bigger and bigger and bigger we get. Bigger and bigger and bigger we get. Oh, I found recipes because I'm very big. Look at how happy I am. A shiny spaceship wall. A wall wrought of a strangely alien metallic substance that gives off an inorganic glow. A spaceship capital. The upper half of a wall wrought of a strangely alien metallic substance. Spaceship foundation. The lower half of a wall wrought of a strangely alien metallic substance. A peculiar pillar. A strangely sinister column found in Hargon's castle. A ramp. A slim yet sturdy inclined surface. Viewing dome, a protruding portal for pleasurable viewing from inside the house or hall. Like that old lady you find in the cave when she puts the costume on. Yes. I do remember that. That was back in the desert areas, I believe. As Aristotle says, ain't goobage like big titty goobage. A connecting couch, how very fancy. A lavish and luxurious sofa fashioned from furs. Storage bay, a curious container fashioned from a strangely alien substance. A pipe, tubing to transport fluids through a mighty machine. A bent pipe. Ooh. To the left. Tubing to transport fluids through a mighty machine. A joint pipe. Tubing to transport fluids through a mighty machine. Harpoon cannon fire indeed. You have just harpooned your way to following a brand new streamer. That's probably the most professional I've ever done that statement. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to essentially the madness. Baggy trousers. Baggy trousers. I like driving in my car. It's not quite a Jaguar. Went club style again, didn't it? It's just too easy. Too easy, son. Too easy. Reminds me of I think it was Bill Bailey. He did a bunch of gags where it was like, might not be, might have been someone else. Nonetheless, it was a comedian who went to Australia and sort of didn't quite know the lingo, and so he sort of gave his bags to a person who takes the bags up, the bellhop of a hotel or what have you, and the bellhop says, "Are they your bags?" And he said yes, and the bellhop just goes, "Too easy," and so he had the inclination to make it slightly more difficult. But too easy just means yes, can do. You know, I can do this. Too easy. But yeah, it's an odd phrase. Tubing to transport fluids. Yes, excellent. More fluids. We will transport all of the fluids. Gooey, what a glory ooze sound. And look, some monsters must have heard it and moosied on over. It worked, Veldin. New invention detected. You can now build shiny spaceship walls, ramps, and viewing domes. Sounds great. Not that I understand anything about construction materials around you. I'm getting a strange feeling in my goose axe. I mean, that's not even one of his transformed words. Straight up, he's just stated he has goose axe. I've got goose axe, and they're making strange feelings. Veldin, I think I want to help you build things with my goose axe. Goose axe. I know them well. Building impulse drive initiated. I never knew such a component was installed. I will help build too. Me and Noah can feel it, but what about Remville and Helen? Are you two getting the splurge to build too? I can't say I am. How strange. Nothing of the sort stirs within me. Well, not to worry. I'm sure it will happen eventually. Anyway, Veldin, let's go and greet the new arrivals. They might know something about your pal. My pal what? My pale ale? I meant pal, obviously. We had a strange, scary... Oh, I've gone a little bit Chris Eubank there. A little more Chris Eubank than I was expecting. Oh, we had a strange... I suppose it's the lisp. I've waited an hour and it's only gone to play to 86 happiness. Well, that's because you haven't engaged the goose axe. If you squeeze the goose axe, that happiness will shoot up. Never ignore the goose axe. We heard a strange, scary sound coming from somewhere near here. What's going on? I'm a pugilist, don't you know? Greetings, friend. No need to be nervous. Veldin's here's a builder. He's making a shelter to keep us safe when Doomsday arrives. I didn't want to know about Aristotle's goose axe. Is that canon now? Does every slime have a goose axe? I am distressed. Indeed, every slime you have ever fought or fought alongside has had their goose axe well squeezed and well gooed. They've been very gooey goose axe. They can't help it, they get goo all over their goose axe. Greetings, friend. No need to be nervous. Goo unto others. What, you would want others to goo unto you?
Veldin here's a builder, and he's making a shelter to keep us safe when Doomsday arrives.
Did you say he's a builder, the sworn enemy of the children? I'll never disobey Hagen's teachings.
Look, you don't have to become best friends. All we're saying is that he can save us when Doomsday rolls around. You don't want to die, do you? Of course not. But what does Helen have to say about this? You'll have to hell to pay when she finds out what's going on here. What are you staring at, human? Have you got something you want to say to me? Go on, spit it out. Have I seen your friend Malroth? No, I've never heard that name in my life. What makes you think your friend would even be here in the first place?
And anyway, Malhalla is huge and full of vortexes. Even if you knew where he was, you wouldn't be able to get him in time on those human legs of yours.
What should we do instead then? You could ride on my back, but I don't think that would be any slicker than walking.
Bleep, bleep. Malroth location failed. Recalculating Malroth location procedure error. Not enough information must expand data set.
5 more monsters they do.
They very much do. They take up residence in the haven of Hagen.
My god, I actually got the timing correct that time. Surprisingly decent. Still quite shit, but surprisingly decent. You can imagine how shit the previous ones were if that one was surprisingly decent. I wasn't sure if ringing the bell was going to work, but it did. I'm ready to help build the shelter, but it might take a little slime until Grimville and Helen feel the same way. After all, this place is going to save us when Doomsday comes. It's for our own goo. Why don't they get that? So many goos. I'm sorry, Earthpluddle. I don't dislike building, and I think building is a great thing. Honestly, I do. It's just... Oh, we're monsters. Not only that, we're members of the Children of Hagen. I can't disobey the High Priestess teachings on easily. But... He's got a but and a pair of goose eggs. Engaging empathy protocols. I understand how you feel, Earthpluddle, but everyone has their own beliefs. We must respect that. I know, but... I feel like even his sigh should have a little goo in it, perhaps, but it's going to be very difficult to put goo in a sigh. Hello, Veldin. We have succeeded in bringing in more monsters. Even more will be coming. We must expand our shelter to fit everyone in, but we'll need to build an... I'm sorry, I was doing an impression of you. I thought it would be fun. It wasn't as gooey as I thought it was going to be. But we'll need to build an enormous shelter to rescue all of the monsters. I don't think the 3 of us can do it alone. Affirmative. We cannot succeed alone, and we cannot force the others to work if they do not want to. 91%, and I'm having a baby. 91%, and the baby will be mine. But one cannot crash before one has booted up. Let us try. I disagree.
I disagree. Flashbacks of computers going horribly wrong.
Let us draw up a design and worry about building it later. I don't know, I'm kind of worried about building it now, thanks. I am the builder after all, I'm the one who's having to do all the work. We need a new blueprint, Veldin. Build upon the last one, but make it bigger and better than ever before. Oof, oof. Got a little bit of the Night Riders going on, eh? Oof, oof. Not anymore, because his eye seems to have stopped, but every now and again, he has a touch of the Night Riders. If you see him out of him being paused... Wait, no, okay, never mind. I swear he does. I swear he does. Do it. There you go. No, don't turn around, you prick. It's not quite as smooth as I thought it was earlier. I really thought earlier he had a touch of the Night Riders, but I'm no longer as convinced as I once was. Blueprint detected. Blueprint detected. Ernie blocks. Good lord, this is big, yes. Ernie blocks. Citadel walls. Spaceship walls all over the bloody place. Shiny spaceship walls. Just up there. Yeah, just there and there. Spaceship doodads up there. Foundations. I suppose in the foundations, I guess. Makes a degree of sense. Spaceship corners.
By Jove, they're on the corners. How dare they? Reinforced iron corners. Once again, on the corners. Tainted glass. Ba-doom-doom-da-doom-doom. Tainted glass. I take my tainted glass and a tainted glass. And big bolts. Big bolts, big bolts, big bolts. And I need to move the infernal workshop, or workbench rather, into the area. Well, that's going to be difficult. Gooey, Veldin, you made another blueprint, and it's even bigger than the last one. Does not compute. Are you sure this blueprint is for a shelter? Negative. It is for an ark. A vehicle we can use to escape from Mount Aller. The thing is absolutely enormous. It's amazing. Still, does not compute. The vessel on the blueprint seems incapable of a light. Perhaps you have made an error. No, I'm just winging it. Eventually I'll figure out the flight part. The blueprint is not finished. You intend to calculate how to finish the ark as we build it. You'll figure out how to finish it as we go? I can't wait to see how it turns out. In that case, calculating computes. Calculation even computes. Allow me to assist you. Generating progress percentage program. I've had the phrase quivering goose eggs stuck in my head for a while, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere away anytime soon. Nope. Once you get quivering goose eggs in your brain, they're there forever. Build an ark with enough passenger capacity for all monsters. Probability of surviving Doomsday without escape craft, 0. Probability of surviving Doomsday with escape craft, unknown. Conclusion, build escape craft. I wish my thoughts were full of quivering goose eggs. Don't we all? Don't we all? The gentle sway and shiver in the cold as the goose eggs just quiver on the wind. That's where the wind comes from when your goose eggs quiver. Additional advantage: building the ark will attract monsters. Monsters may supply data about your friend. Amount of triangulation probability increased. What have you done this time, Arithplottle? I didn't do anything. I don't even know what's going on. It's a gooqueef. A goof. I just keep thinking Joan Goosack. Oh dear God Almighty. Again, I can't necessarily tuck the pun, but I feel like you should be ashamed nonetheless. Gravitational field perturbations detected. The mass of Mount Haller is decreasing at an accelerated rate. Oh shit, dog. Oh man, you're taking my bits. You're taking my bits. You're taking my bobs. Don't take my bits. Don't take my bobs. Doomsday draws near. This is merely a taste of the Master of Destruction's grand machinations. Cheeks, are you saying the real thing will be much, much worse? Elevated readings in fear sensors. We must complete the arc. There is not a moment to lose. Is the final organ disappear? Yes, it is. Excellent. I can go gather all that stuff down there, I think, but I don't necessarily need to. Oh! And suddenly, Jamaica. No, she came by herself. No, she gooed herself. Oh, you made me say that. You made me say that with your good vibes. As our day of deliverance approaches, I expect we will see an increase in such tremors. Verin, Arithplottle, listen. I've decided that I don't really feel like being destroyed. I think I'll help you construct the ark after all. We don't want to die either. We'll help you build the ark too. So you have all turned your backs on the master. Helen, you say that destruction will bring us salvation, but is this truly what you believe? Veldin is a builder, the enemy of our order, but in trying to save us, he has destroyed something more valuable than our physical forms. He has destroyed the children of Argon's fundamental principles. Perhaps he is the only true believer among us. The ever-consuming void. Let's go! Let's all go together.
I can smell McDonald's at 11 PM. This is devastating. See, I've had this discussion before. I don't know how anybody can think of eating at like 11 o'clock. Because I'm, don't get me wrong, physically capable of doing so, but it just is, it's like a peculiar thing for me to think of. Unless on like special occasions. Like once upon a time when I used to sit up, watch WrestleMania and other such pay-per-view events of the wrestling, you know, yeah, sure, 1 o'clock I'd be having miniature burgers, some popcorn, and some other snacky bits. But that was like a special occasion. But it's always like weird to me. Like Blue Boosh often sort of goes, I've gone for a bun. I've had a bun. I brought a bun back and I'm eating my bun. And I'm just making some hot cross buns. And to me, it's so alien. It's so alien. I don't understand why, but it's just like such a weird concept to me. The idea that you would go and get something to eat at 11 o'clock. But I suppose it's because, I suppose, yeah, if you're, you know, a lot of people's sleep is often going off. But yeah, that's fair. If you wake up at 10 PM, you're going to eat at night. Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair. I suppose it's because I'm extremely regimented. I can't help myself. I have, you know, extreme regimentation throughout the day. I have breakfast at the same, well, not the same time. It depends on when I get up. But you know, my lunch is at the same time. My dinner's at the same time. Activities go in order of the way I like to do them. So the idea of, you know, popping down and having a massive sort of like can't sleep. I think often when he's done with his stream, you fry up some bloody chicken wings, and it's like you're showing people you've fried up chicken wings. It's 12 o'clock. It's fucking midnight. Chicken wings are not a midnight thing. But again, it's like it's just because I'm not that. I suppose that's the reason why it's peculiar to me. When I used to work at the care home, our lunchtime was 3 AM. Oh, that is shocking. But I suppose, again, that sort of probably varies and adjusts in a suitable fashion around it, perhaps. I don't know. Post-stream hunger is mental. Yeah, I've never had that. I've never had that. Usually I'm just tired and I go, a little bit of... and I know, it's amazing, really, isn't it? It's like, I play like 3 hours of games... And then after the stream, my first instinct is, tell you what, I'll have a cheeky half hour of another game, just to relax from having played 3 hours worth of other games. What can I say? There's an obsession. An obsession. Now, again, breakfast in bed. No, I can't. I don't want to do breakfast in bed. I prefer breakfast not in the bed, to be honest. I'm happy just going downstairs and having breakfast in a sort of, well, usually breakfast on a sofa, in fairness, I suppose. It's not a sofa bed, in case you were thinking, I found a caveat, it's a sofa bed. It's not a sofa bed. I had never thought of it like that. I turn the camera off, then carry on painting. Why did I turn the camera off? Indeed, it is a weird thing. It's one of those ones where you do what you like to do to relax, but the problem is you're doing what you like to do on the stream as well. So it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. I always imagine food somehow slipping into bed. Yeah, that's why I prefer to avoid it, I think. In fairness, I often prefer to avoid eating outside of designated rooms in the first place. Again, I suppose, control thing. I need exactly the same environment for my eatings. Don't want it sullying the upstairs. Not quite. And again, I make it sound like it's full on like OCD style stuff. It's not. I can break any one of these rules in an instant with no consequences. If I wanted to, I could go downstairs and cook myself a 4-course meal, and I would not give a shit. It's just I like to have the regiments. But is Froggy? How am I going to catch you through all of these many zones? I don't know. But welcome, Miss Froggy. Hello. I had never thought of it like that.
We're playing Dragon Quest Builders 2. Well, we're currently playing Dragon Quest Builders 2. We are on the verge of leaving Dragon Quest Builders 2 for the sake of Graveyard Keeper. But you can just flip up the mattress. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I have an inverse to you, though. I can't imagine starting playing a game late at night. Like, I couldn't turn the Xbox on now. Ah, see, yeah, no, I can. Like, as well, I don't... Like, I'm sure it does affect me. But the idea of that sort of screen thing stopping you falling asleep, it doesn't for me. Or at least I don't notice it. And so it's kind of like, okay, I like to do a cheeky little game before bed. Usually a nice relaxing turn-based RPG. Like at the moment, it's Bravely Second. And it's like, yeah, I'll do. If I start gaming, I'll play for 12 to 14 hours a day. Now see, it's weird. I couldn't do that straight. Because I can do like a few hours, then I'd need a break doing perhaps something slightly different, or, I mean, granted, a lot of the time what I end up doing is going, right, I'll do a few hours on the PlayStation. I think I fancy something else now, and then I'll do a few hours on my computer, playing a different game. So it's still technically gaming. It's just a different game, so it feels like it's doing something different. I know, it's weird. But there you go. It helps me stop smoking. Well, that's semi-helpful. That's reasonably decent. Certainly, I think gaming is probably better for you than smoking. I think that's fairly standard. And, you know, not in contention. Let's put it that way. Trying to control dinosaurs is stressing me the fuck out. I need breaks. It's like work. Oh, of course, Jurassic Park. Mobile games, however, I can play anytime. Yeah, I don't play many mobile games. I've tried a few. But they just don't grip me. I think it's because I come from a world of better games. So it's kind of like, yep, these are not good games. I don't want to play this anymore. I don't mind some of the like little turn-based RPGs, but the problem is they never... the point of a mobile game, I suppose, is unthinking click. A lot of the time, at least, is the unthinking click. So something like I had a go at the Star Wars one, and it really is just like you get two moves, and you can either do one move or the other move, and the big move has a cooldown, but that's it. And it's like, yeah, I've pushed a button. Pushed a button. Yeah, and it can amuse. To a certain extent, it can amuse, but it just like, I don't know. Yeah, I need more. Like, there's a really good Final Fantasy one on there. It's based off of Dissidia, so it's a turn-based one, but it's got all of Dissidia's sort of bravery and HP style stuff. And I just think like if they could delve in and just expand that system into a full-fledged proper RPG, and I know it's a little bit unfair calling other games off of a mobile proper games, but I can't help it. But yeah, if they just expanded it all, it would make a really good system. It's just a bit shallow at the moment, so it needs more oomph within it. But outside of that, it's quite a good one. In light of build an arc, and if truth be told, I do not wish to die either. The monsters are warmed to building. This is great news. If we all work together, we'll have the arc built in no slime at all. Calculations confirmed. Let us begin construction. Let the mission begin. So I think they're going to do a fair amount of this for me, which is quite useful. Tell you what, we'll just ding my bell. You can ding my bell. You can ding my bell. Also, we'll grab a bit of oil, since as I keep getting oil available. And then, bam. And there we go. Only a 22-year-old lass, so I was a bit late on some of the best games of all time, like Fallout 2. Fallout is a hell of a series. I've never played Fallout 1 or 2, I don't think. So I've never played those, but that's I was Mega Drive, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, then slightly expanded into PC games, and then PlayStation 4. And I'm now I straddle PlayStation 4, and there was some Nintendo consoles littered through that as well. Wii U, Switch. and a myriad of handhelds as well. But yeah, there are some real classics that I really need to play. One being Chrono Cross. That one I really have to play that at some point, because it's everything up my alley, and yet for some reason I have not. Used to play GameCube and then PS2, PS3, and then eventually PC when I was 10, and pretty much never looked back aside from a fuckload of handhelds. Yes, handhelds seem to be sort of like their own thing. VIC-20, I don't even know what that is. Commodore 64, I at least have heard of. Amstrad CPC, Amiga 500, PC 286, still mostly PC. I don't blame you, PC does tend to be better in general, although I still, I stand by the fact that I like console for the fact that you just go, game please, and the console goes, okay. And that's it. That's as far as it goes, whereas PC can very easily be, game please? No. Oh. What, do I have to do something else? Apparently. So if I change this and change this, can I game now, please? No. So if I change a couple of other things, can I game now, please? No. And it's very sort of, yeah, can be very frustrating. Numbers and letters, years. You're ancient, not quite. But you do certainly have a few years on me, and therefore, as I say, the VIC-20 I don't recognise. The rest of them I do actually recognise, but the VIC-20 I do not comprehend as a thing. It is not something that registers in my knowledge. But then again, as I say, I dabbled in a bit of PC, where I played Crusader, Flashback, Witchhaven, couple of others maybe as well, but there was a slight dabble when we first got a PC, but then very swiftly a lot of the games became too hardcore for the computer we had, and it was many years until I actually got a computer that was capable of playing games, because most of them sort of had a fairly bland sort of yeah, it can do graphics. It's not got a graphics card as such, but it can do them, yeah. So, once I finally got one, it was quite good. And I do quite like, as you say, it is quite nice the fact that you can play some of the older games on there as well. And I mean, I've got a Steam library that puts a lot of people to shame, I think. There's too many. Too many, I think, is the optimal statement. But still, one day I will die, and that Steam library will still be uncompleted, or incomplete rather. I will not have completed everything off of the Steam library. Anyway, we will have a little breaky wakey, usually about 5 minutes with a little bit of music. So I need to actually find a little bit of music. Cheeky bit of music, cheeky bit of music. What shall we have today? A cheeky bit of music, cheeky bit of music. What are we gonna do? I've got less music than usual, so it is sometimes difficult to find something suitable that's not going to trigger any kind of copyright, because I got bored of that pretzel and didn't bother reinstalling it, because it's like, nah, never mind. I do slightly fear that I do have more than 700. I don't know the exact number, but I think it might be more than 700. I've got a nasty feeling it might be in the thousands. I cannot guarantee this, though. I might be blowing my own trumpet. Shit. Kevin, you left your trumpet here. I just blew Kevin's trumpet instead. Sorry, I'll get my own. There we go. Now I've blown my own trumpet. Yes, of course, you'll be snacking. Right, let's, yeah, that one I'll do. I don't know, I can never tell which ones I've played and which ones I haven't played, so I'll try and grab a couple of random ones, I suppose. Try those. Play with the media player. Let's see roughly what sort of times we've got. Probably, yeah, don't really need... So we will... Oh, Disgaea. I do quite like Disgaea. I like the comedy value, but I always drift away. I try not to, but I always end up drifting away because they do get a little bit repetitive for me in the end. But I do like them. I do like them. I keep meaning to go back to the ones I've got. Anyway, I will be back in 5 to 6 minutes-ish, where we will do a little cheeky bit of Graveyard Keeper for about an hour or so. Hopefully we'll actually make some progress. So I will see you in a few minutes.